Marx, Freud, Darwin, those are the three thinkers that really kind of defined modernity, right? The modern era. Sigmund Freud basically laid the basis of modern psychology. Charles Darwin laid the basis of modern biology, an understanding of human beings and the descent of man. And Karl Marx laid the basis for modern economics, right? They were all flawed in their own way, but they were all revolutionary. They all broke the rules. They all challenged the existing status quo. However, they were all wrong on one point. They were all of the viewpoint that human beings are animals, that human beings exist simply to avoid pleasure or to avoid pain and to seek pleasure. They thought human beings were just like dogs and cats and sheep and mice, and that if they could understand human beings' biological urges, they could understand human beings. They did not comprehend that humanity had a spiritual side. They underestimated the selflessness of people, the ability of people to work for ideals, the ability of people to make sacrifices for higher principles and higher truths. We understand why they did that, because they were coming out of feudalism, right? The brave new world of capitalism had torn down feudalism, and in feudalism, people were taught to think purely in spiritual and religious terms. Religion was kind of the totalitarian method that feudal autocrats used to rule. So bringing in science and rationalism and thinking of human beings in biological terms was a breakthrough. It was revolutionary. They did a great job of changing the way we see human beings, but they went a little bit too far with it. Freud would have us believe that so much of our behavior is motivated simply by unconscious sexual urges. Darwin talks about survival of the fittest. He didn't actually use the phrase, from what I understand, but that's attributed to him. Marx writes a letter to Friedrich Engels and says, "Why do I exist? Right? This will all just naturally happen. Economic determinism. So why am I writing these books? Why am I doing this?" They were all a little bit too hard in their materialism, and it hurt their movement to some degree or other, because spirituality and passion and selflessness and courage, this is the basis of human civilization. Human beings are not animals. They do have a higher side, and if you don't appeal to that, and if you think of human beings in the way a zookeeper might think of the people, the animals locked in cages, you're not going to be able to effectively organize them, right? We know that, right? That there was a coldness and a cold materialism that caused damage to the socialist movement. But we are now in the 21st century, and we see that being turned around. We see Xi Jinping in China and the Chinese dream, and how they are combining Marxism, Leninism, and Mao Zedong thought with Confucianism and the brilliance of Chinese civilization. We see Bolivarian socialism in Latin America, where they're largely influenced by religion and the teachings of Jesus Christ, and mass religious movements, religious communes like I visited in Caracas. So things are changing. Right? And socialism is adjusting for our time. And it should always be in a state of adjustment. We should always be willing to turn around and change things.